Okay, welcome back to another episode with Nerdy Bearded Buddy. Today we are looking at the movie Underwater. This is an extremely underrated movie. So it was directed by William Eubank. It stars Vincent Cassel, TJ Miller, and Kristen Stewart. And let's just get this out of the way real quick. Kristen Stewart is pretty good in this movie. Like, I know people don't particularly like her from Twilight, but she was pretty awesome. Like, in this movie, like, she's evolved way past that, and she's an actor. Like, yeah. And even TJ Miller, like, I thought he was just going to be like a corny comedy relief, but he actually brings a lot to his role, and some of his comedy is actually nice to have in the movie. So pretty much this story, it follows aquatic scientists and like engineers and workers who are in this underwater station when it explodes for what they believe is an earthquake, pretty much. However, it actually turns out to be something a bit more sinister. Let's just say that, without spoiling too much if you haven't seen it. I love this movie. Like, underrated gem. This is a very plot-driven movie. It's not character-driven. And what I mean by that is the plot is always moving and going forward, and there's not really many slow points. And that kind of brings us into, like, great pacing of the movie too. Like, there's never a part in the movie where you actually feel bored or kind of, like it's dragging. Which is a credit, really. It's a Ridley Scott alien inspiration, from tracking hallway shots, which you've probably seen in the trailer, to, the whole concept of a crew being isolated and stuck with these creatures and bad things happening around them. It's very claustrophobic. Their characters are cut off from the world and they're kind of isolated with... It's just, if you've seen Alien or what's another movie, Life, you've pretty much seen this, but it's done really well. And so at the end, Cthulhu makes an appearance at the end, which was pretty awesome to see. William Eubank, the director, actually confirmed it was Cthulhu. So if you don't know, Cthulhu is a mythological creature who was created by H.P. Lovecraft, and he's pretty much an underwater monster, and he is awesome. Like, that was great seeing him in this. I want more of that. Like, I need more. I would love a sequel to this movie, but unfortunately that's not going to happen because it was marketed really badly and there just wasn't enough hype around it. This was done, like, I think this was filmed back in 2017, and Disney bought Fox and stuff around then and a bit later, and they kind of just forgot about this movie and just dumped it in January, and it got really left behind, unfortunately. I definitely think this movie, if it doesn't already, it's gonna have a cult following. Like, it's not a classic, but definitely a following. Like, very underrated movie. Yeah, overall, I'd give this film a solid 8 out of 10, purely because I loved it so much. Like, if I could make it better, I'd probably have it, a bit more character development, maybe make us care for the characters a bit more, and maybe, this is kind of a double-edged sword, maybe have more of the, I guess, more of the creatures, but then at the same time, it's kind of adding to the fear of the unknown. Take it how you will, pretty much. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next review. Keep safe.